Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Captain Hook Tree Climbing. Thank you so much for all the support and for all the engagement on the channel. Really appreciate it. Um, just want to thank everybody. I'm just gonna try to hop on here to see the live stream to just monitor the chat. Give me a second. All right. All right. So, as you can see in the title, I wanted to go over basically what we can, basically what I like to use snap cuts for and how I make them work for me by kind of understanding how it is that they work. And I wanted to first go. Let me hop over here. So at that point, what I begin to do is I start cutting into this part of the tree, and I start making this part of the snap cut. Sorry. And so what I'm doing basically is I'm keeping it from falling backwards. So you see this direction, the log is pushing against this cut that I've created, and this lump here, I guess I could just call it, is what's keeping it from falling backwards. So now, the taller you make that, the taller it is, the better your chances are for it not to fall back, right? Because you can snap this, right? You can break it off so that it's completely loose and ready to go, but then just let it sit here in this pocket without it falling backwards, right? So now on the converse would be that I made the cut down lower. So if I were to make the cut down lower, down here, I can't draw. Why can't I'm trying to figure this out, guys. Sorry. Oh, it's the first time I tried to draw here, but it's totally not working for me. So that kind of sucks. So basically, if I were to take, hang on, Jesus Christ. You gotta be kidding me right now. Draw with mouse. Oh, perfect. Okay, so there it is. So let's say that this cut here is right here, right? And now, instead of making the cut up here how I made it before, I'm going to make it down here, right? So instead of the log having this piece right here holding it back, it's now going to be reversed. It's going to be down on the bottom side. And so then that would just be kind of the type of snap cut that I would make to just bypass making a to just literally bypass making a notch. And it's useful. Instead of making the notch, you have this snap cut here and you're ready to go, right? And so, yeah, I know this video is probably not the best. I'm sorry, guys. So, yeah, right here, now you've got your snap cut, and I'm just able to just basically hold it on there. Let's say that there's no incline to the branch or anything like that. And I'm just gonna like wiggle it back and forth. And now it's just gonna stay. It's gonna stay here in this pocket. And it's not gonna go back towards me either, right? Sometimes I'll make this cut specifically so that it won't go back towards me. Let's say I'm back here on this side, right? And I've got my rope or whatever. So yeah, I'm over here and I don't want it to come back on me. And I'm basically just holding it there to then push it off into this direction once I'm ready for it. So that's kind of the idea behind the snap cut here. And I kind of just wanted to show it here in drawing. I was kind of hoping for my pencil to work, but my computer had different plans for me. I don't know if it's because of the recording software. Maybe it's because of that. But I really wanted to show you guys with so yeah, that's kind of the idea, guys. I wanted to show you guys because I thought it was a pretty important idea, especially for a lot of the new climbers. A lot of new climbers will kind of do this kind of stuff. Another extremely important thing while you're climbing, while I'm climbing, while I think that anybody is climbing, it's extremely important that we don't forget to use our lanyards. These lanyards here. Oh, sorry. Yeah, put in the frame here. Sorry about that. So these lanyards here absolutely have a incredibly just crucial function. Their role is so important. So it's their second set of hands, right? So for instance, here on this limb, I'm tied into a tree back here behind me. Behind me, there's a tree and I'm tied into it. And I kind of just swung out to this tree where I'm at now. So then I can, work and lower it, all that good stuff, right? But I couldn't stay on this tree if I'm not lanyard to it. If I'm not lanyard in, I'm going to swing back into the tree that I'm tied into, right? Even if I was tied into this tree, most trees don't grow perfectly straight, and we're not usually tied perfectly in the center of it. You know what I'm saying? So wherever our tying point is, we're gonna float to that tying point. It's just like a branch. Whenever you're lowering a branch, the branch is always going to go in the direction. It's going to hang into the direction of where that rigging point is, right? So it's just crucial that we use these things called lanyards. I was just watching a video on YouTube where there are some people that are they're making videos, right? And like, cool, man, make your videos, do the video or whatever, but there's no there's a lack of safety. There's a lack of trying to be very conscious of what it is that you're putting out there, especially for the newer climbers. A lot of new climbers are going to watch that video and they're going to say, oh, hey, yeah, man, cool video. Great job. You know, a lot of other people, maybe they're even experienced and they're saying great job. So they're getting all these good comments on their video. Yet I see no comment about the lanyard. There's no lanyard. There's a lack of lanyard use, like, period. Okay. And this guy, I think, is Australian, and he's out climbing like these monster huge mountain trees, and he just has no lanyard on when he's making the cuts. So like he'll make a cut and then he'll swing out towards his tying point like how I'm kind of showing you guys here, right? If I wasn't lanyard in and I made this cut, or let's say, for instance, here, let me give you guys a better representation of what I'm speaking of. Okay, so we're gonna say that this green ink represents a branch, right? I'm gonna say that this green ink is a branch. Yeah. Now, instead of me being up here and making this snap cut, put an X over that, I'm going to start cutting this branch here. Yeah. So let's say I start cutting this branch here, and as soon as this branch goes, it was my only support from keeping me, it was my only support that kept me in position, in my current position, right? So let's say that this branch now, I finally cut it. It's down, it's cut. It's on the rigging rope. It's being lowered. But I'm no longer here. I'm no longer here in my spot. I'm now over here because I wasn't lanyard in. I'm swinging all over the place with a chainsaw that I didn't have enough time to break. You know what I'm saying? Let's say that you did have time to break the chainsaw, okay? But what if you just swing into some stub, man, and you chip your hip bone or you chip your elbow? Like you literally chip a bone. This stuff happens. Like it's just, if you get hurt, you can't work. If you can't work, you can't pay bills. If you can't pay bills, where are you gonna end up, man? Come on. Guys, climb smart, please. Climb smart. And I wish I could leave comments on those videos. I don't usually leave comments on the videos because I just don't want to seem like the negative Nancy. I don't want to be the guy who's policing the world. And on top of that, I myself I'm not immune to cutting without a lanyard, okay? So sometimes it kind of just passes right over my head, Sometimes I might accidentally cut a branch, just in the moment, just cleaning up a tree, and I don't put a lanyard on. But I'm certainly not swinging all over the place because I didn't put a lanyard on. That's one thing that I'm not going to be doing. And on that same note, and in that same breath, okay, there are times when you don't use a lanyard, right? So for instance, there's some kind of a damaged branch. There's a compromised tree that you're climbing. And if you were to lanyard into it, there's no telling where that load is going to go, right? So you might not tie into something that's extremely questionable. And that's fair game, That's fair game. That there's no problem with that. But for most situations, I think that lanyard in is your number one defense against all the accidents. And so that's kind of where I stand, guys. Just wanted to share this video with you guys about snap cuts, and then just quickly going over some of those safety things that I've been watching on YouTube. And if anything, I might even make some kind of a review video, just watching the video and kind of filling you guys in on some of those fatal mistakes that are being made. So without further ado, guys, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. Till next time, guys, have a safe and wonderful day today. Kind of cloudy, overcast here where I'm at in Raleigh. Hope you guys are doing well. Till next time.